So how did a reasonably friendly divorce between two people who've practically known each other forever end up in mediation in front of the judge?
One word. Lawyers.
Lucky, I told you that Alexis and Diane would try to outdo each other. So if you know that going in, ignore all the posturing and focus on what's best for your children.
All I wanted to do was secure a place in Jake and Cameron's lives. Instead, I could wind up losing them forever.
Thank you. I cannot believe I am this nervous. The last thing I wanted was to be sitting across the table from Lucky listening to the lawyers rip our lives apart. Who knows what kind of hurtful things we'll dredge up.
Okay, show me the loading dock again, please.
The jackal obeys, though the footage remains unremarkable.
Okay, can you show me that in the split screens right there? Yeah, right there. Go closer. In on that.
To what end? The damage has already been done.
Can you focus?
Look, the Valkyrie would not lie about the Simeon one's hostility.
Okay.
You need to talk to the blonde one post-haste so that she can see
I
the
already
truth.
told you that I'm not going to police Lulu's love life.
Glad to hear it.
We have a head trauma coming up from the ER. The intern on duty needs a second opinion.
We'll take it.
What have we got?
Car accident. BP 180 over 100. No response to stimuli. Pupils dilated. Probable increased intracranial pressure.
Thank you, Nurse Johnson. I'll take it from here. We need a CT scan, C-spine, start on a loading dose of dexamethasone and mannitol.
Okay.
Are you okay, Dr. Scorpio?
Page Dr. Kelly Lee. Hey, do you need a consult? Yes, for myself. Okay, let's get out of the traffic. Wanting to be a mother is having some bizarre side effects.
Like asking all of your guy friends if they want to be the father?
No, like, having flashes of my own death. Thank you. So we were on location a week longer than we were supposed to be.
Was there a problem?
Oh, I guess you could call it a problem. Yeah, Amelia left the show halfway through. Yeah, I know. I think she probably did it just so I could be stranded, but anyway, the new producer had to learn the show as he went along.
I'm glad you're back.
So, did I miss anything? Come, fill me in.
Yeah. I have custody of Molly again.
No.
Christina loves school. We were at Windermere because of what happened to Letitia, but now we're back home surrounded by Sonny's bodyguards.
Has there been any more trouble with Jerry?
No, there's been no more trouble with Jerry. He is my client, no more, no less. I do not know how he spends his time, and I have no interest in his personal life.
Okay, well, just forget I asked. I'm really glad to see you back to work full time.
It's going very well. Except I didn't expect to be handling Lucky's divorce. We're in mediation this afternoon. Has he mentioned that at all?
Yeah, actually, it's all he could talk about last night.
Well, I can't even see the boys until after the arbitration, if then.
Look, is there any way you can just back off a little?
Elizabeth and I, we agreed on almost everything until she dragged Jason's lawyer into it.
Look, I seriously doubt that Elizabeth would allow Jason or his lawyer to influence any decision she makes about her children.
Okay, so what about me? I am Jake's father. I might as well be Cameron's. Don't I deserve some influence?
Yes, I'm just saying don't go into the mediation expecting the worst. At least give Elizabeth a chance to be reasonable.
Well, I wish I could trust Elizabeth to do the right thing. I guess I just lost almost all faith in her. I guess that's why we're getting a divorce.
Alexis sees this whole thing as a competition, and she'll do anything to win. even used the custody of Jake as a bargaining chip.
I'm sure Lucky regrets going along with that.
Oh, no. He told me that if the judge had granted the petition for emergency guardianship, he would have taken Jake away from me.
See, Elizabeth, you've known for a while that your marriage was over, but Lucky didn't. He was counting on a future with you and the boys, and now that's not going to happen, and he's devastated.
Lucky and I have invested so many years.
And try to remember that, okay, when you're in the mediation. Lucky might not be dealing with this in the best way, but he's still a really good person. Just hold on to that, Elizabeth. Try to remember all the times when you saved each other. Like he believed in you. He encouraged your dreams.
Until my dreams changed.
For all the times that Lucky helped you. Maybe you could try to help him now, too.
There was an explosion at the coffee warehouse last night.
Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Do you know who did it?
That's what I've been trying to figure out, Spinelli.
Look, the blonde one may not be in physical danger, but the Jackal fears that once again she's putting her trusting heart in peril.
Logan and I agreed to try again.
Can you show me the south entrance, please?
Of course, the blonde one must follow her generous and all too forgiving instincts.
Thank you for the bagel. It's really good.
The blonde one must keep up her strength.
Okay, there's the explosion. I want you to go back.
Okay,
right
but
there.
since she is still residing in Casa de Stone Cold and not the Simeon lair, and since Stone Cold finds the Simeon one beyond unworthy, and the Valkyrie was here last night warning
Riley
us...
was here?
He, Stone Cold, will no doubt want to discuss her lamentable choice with her.
I don't care who you go out with.
Thank you.
The war is about to start. You might want to think about moving out.
The Jackal protests.
Okay, I gotta get going, so we're meeting for lunch today, right?
Right, I have to talk to you about something.
I'm really late for this meeting.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about it last night, but the boys were around, and this morning we got a little distracted.
Oh,
so-
yes, we certainly did, didn't we?
We did. Okay, listen.
What?
It's about Anthony Sakar.
Okay.
So?
All right. Sonny went to his house because he had a meeting with him, and as it turns out, Anthony Sakar is mentally incompetent.
What?
Sonny thinks that Trevor has been running the Sakar organization from behind the scenes this whole time.
Well, that's an interesting development, but that's not necessarily alarming.
It means that Trevor Lansing is the one who rigged your car to explode when you went to supposedly meet with Anthony.
Well, perhaps. But Trevor Lansing and I have an understanding now, so it doesn't really matter.
Why are you being so annoyingly calm about this, okay? Anthony Zakara is a complete mental whack job. And yes, he's locked up. If he ever gets out, he could be a serious threat to our family.
Sit down. Trevor Lansing is running Zakara's business. That's great. He knows how to keep Zakara under control. He also knows that if he threatens my family, I will launch a federal investigation against him. Okay, that would blow his cover. That would end his legal career and perhaps even his life.
Okay, you're right.
Look, I'm no expert in mob business tactics, okay? But as long as Trevor Lansing is running the Zakara business, then our family is relatively safe.
Well, you are going to be able to get a decent settlement for Lucky, aren't you? And trust me, everything that went wrong in that marriage was Elizabeth's fault.
I'm just saying that it's a little awkward for Lucky right now. If Diane finds that you two slept together last night, she is going to have a field day with that.
Okay, well, Lucky did actually get called out to the warehouse explosion, if that makes you feel any better. All right, look, anyway, my point to the whole thing was that Elizabeth is not exactly innocent here. I mean, she did sleep with Jason while she was married to Lucky.
After she caught him in bed with Maxie.
Yeah, but they separated, divorced, and then remarried, and she still didn't tell Lucky the truth until she was under oath at Jason's trial.
Elizabeth and Jason slept together once a year and a half ago. That does not constitute infidelity. Your being with Lucky right now is problematic for him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So in your eyes, I am the one who's hurting Lucky.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying right now, you two being together is complicating his life and his divorce.
You know what? Maybe we weren't quite ready for this mother-daughter.
Please don't. I'm not judging you.
Good. because I happen to care about Lucky.
It's not uncommon for women who are starting out on fertility procedures to be very aware of their own mortality. You know, they often feel like time's running out or they'll die before they bring a child into the world.
I'm just not a person that does something like that.
Yeah, but you're taking a big step. It's also not uncommon to have second thoughts.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, I want.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry, Nurse Johnson. I wasn't aware that singing was against the rules.
How do you know my name?
Please. Everybody knows Nurse Johnson. You're only the most respected nurse on staff.
And you must be the most deluded orderly in this hospital if you think sucking up is going to get you any kind of special treatment from me. Get back to work.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I want to be.
And don't let me catch you singing that song again.
Will do, Nurse Johnson.
I haven't had second thoughts. It's just the opposite. The deeper I get into this, the more I realize I want a child of my own.
Man, it's just that darn finding a father thing.
Yeah. Maybe that's what this anxiety is all about.
You know, if Jax, Leo, and Lucky aren't willing and Patrick is out of the question, maybe it's time to consider a sperm bank.
Or maybe I've been going about this all wrong. I mean, I've been practically apologizing for asking. Maybe I need to take a more aggressive approach.
How could you shove a fair Lulu out the door and into the hands of the unworthy one? How could you be so callous?
The situation with Trevor and Zakar is deteriorating as we speak.
No, not the real danger for Lulu is with the unworthy one. He'll no doubt betray her trust again, leaving her sad and alone and vulnerable to anyone who would pick her up on the street.
I warned you that she's not going to camp out upstairs forever, didn't I?
Yeah, yes. I just wish that the blonde one would see me as more than just a wimp with extreme cyber skills. I just wish the Jackal could find a way to prove his manhood so that she would respect me.
When did you get back?
Last night.
You couldn't pick up the phone?
Have you had your coffee yet, Tracy?
Did you realize we were worried? What were you thinking? Where did you go?
No play special. I just wanted you both to know that I'm still seeing Logan, and it doesn't have anything to do with the deal I made with Scott.
Skip the romance report. Where you been?
Like I said, no play special.
By any chance, were you visiting No Place Special with no one special named Zakara?
Hello, Elizabeth.
Hi, I hope I'm not late.
Not at all. I'd like to meet Mr. White. He's going to be supervising this meeting.
Hi.
Are we ready to begin?
I think so.
See right here.
Fine. Elizabeth and Lucky, I've reviewed the paperwork. And the most problematic issue seems to be the custody of the children.
Elizabeth's son, Cameron, is not only not Mr. Spencer's biological child, he has not adopted Cameron. So there is no question about custody or visitation in that case. As to the younger child, Jacob Martin, I'm sure you're aware that Mr. Spencer has already been banned from contact because of his history of substance abuse.
My client has been clean and sober for almost 2 years now.
My client is asking for sole custody of Jacob Martin, but she is more than willing to grant Mr. Spencer a supervised visit one afternoon a month.
We think that this arrangement is absurd. We think it's punitive and unfair to my client. He is the biological father of Jacob Martin. He loves Cameron as if he were his own son. We feel that if anyone poses a danger to the safety of these children, it's Elizabeth.
I had to get Elizabeth dressed, and that's how nervous she is about this mediation.
Lucky has more to worry about than Elizabeth does. Yeah. He hasn't been very discreet about Sam. That affair will hurt him in the mediation.
Yeah, and so will filing for emergency guardianship of Jake. I mean, what was Lucky thinking? If he would just back off, then Elizabeth would too.
I tried to tell him that, but it didn't register. At least I allowed him to vent without flying off into some rage.
Have you heard from Patrick?
Yeah, inconclusive so far. I have to go back to the hospital tomorrow, run some more tests. I'm so tired of this. How am I supposed to deal with the problem if I don't know what the problem is? And why can't they find what it is?
Nicholas, you have never been known for being all that patient. You know that.
Yeah.
Right? And whatever it is, I'm gonna be here.
Okay. And the worst part of it is that when it happens, I don't have any control over it. Like I told you before, I'm afraid that eventually I'm gonna hurt someone that I care about.
I have nothing to say to you.
Good. Where's Jax?
What do you want with my husband?
Ah, you are feeling threatened already. Your marriage must be going really well.
Jax isn't home.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just wait here until he gets home.
No, you won't.
All right, well, then maybe I'll come barging into your home at all hours of the night, the same way you did with me and Jason.
Jason never turned me away. That's because Jason and I rely on each other. One of the many things you never understood about him.
Yeah, I know. You love to stake your claim to Jason. Maybe it's my turn to stake my claim to Jax.
Has Lucky dumped you already?
No, sorry to disappoint you. We're doing great.
I get that you're an equal opportunity slut. But what do you want with Jax? Isn't one man enough for you?
Apparently not. I'll catch up with him at the hotel.
Don't even think about it.
Anthony Zakar's a heavy hitter, Lulu. He's got a bad reputation for extreme violence. I understand that you've gotten to know him.
Who told you that?
That's a good question.
I've got your back, Gumdrop. Whether you like it or not. I want to know everything you know about Johnny's old man.
We took off twice. The second time was after I left here.
I was unwise.
We ended up in a cabin in the mountains. I went to go get pizza, and two of his men took me to where Johnny and his father live.
She's leaving out volumes.
Did you get an address?
It was dark. They only took me so Johnny would come back, which he did.
Did they hurt you?
No, not at all.
What'd you see?
I wasn't there very long. When Johnny showed up, he totally blew me off. He even offered to pay me for my time.
What else?
It doesn't matter anymore.
Where do you think the blonde one will live?
I don't know. Can you show me the waterfront?
Well, I mean, she's just currently in discord with her cool father and the step monster, so she won't, avail of herself to live in their abode.
Okay, slow that footage down right there. Slow it down.
Do you think
slow-
she'd be isolated at Windermere? I mean, there's plenty of room at a intrepid cop Lucky's place, but knowing that the blonde one does that you're the father of the innocent one, I think she'd be most ill at ease living in the ruins of a love grown cold.
Hi.
Hey,
You busy?
not for you.
The Jackal will head upstairs so you and Dr. Robin can talk freely.
Actually, wait. I'm here to see you.
I, the Jackal?
I need to ask you a favor.
Look, if you want me to leave.
No, stay. This is actually really important, and I'm sure Spinelli would appreciate your advice.
As I do on all things. Do you need like a complex search? Are you trying to track down your daring and bodacious mother? No, I mean, no disrespect.
No. It's nothing like that. I want to have a child, and I need a man to donate the necessary genetic material.
Are you Are you asking the general?
Yes. Yes. You're brilliant. I mean, you're obviously a genius. You're kind and you're brave and you're blessed with highly developed, although unusual, verbal skills, and you have a big heart.
What exactly would the fatherhood favor entail?
Oh no. Not that. Not what you're thinking. No. Actually, you would go to the hospital and how do I put this? You would make a donation, and just to be clear, you would have to do that more than once. But, Dr. Kelly Lee, do you know her? Yes, she would be happy to explain all the details.
Why, you have given the jackal much to ponder.
All right, if you think I'm crazy, just tell me now.
Elizabeth poses a risk to her children because she allows them to spend time with a known criminal, Jason Morgan.
Who has never been convicted of any crime.
Which doesn't mean that he didn't commit them. He can be directly linked to a well-known criminal enterprise, and Miss Miller is acting as his general counsel.
Please do not hold Elizabeth responsible for the alleged actions of my other clients. Ms. Davis is simply trying to divert your attention away from the fact that Mr. Spencer abused his wife while he was using drugs. He yelled at her frequently, shoved her at will, accidentally almost shot her once, accidentally, so he says, on the docks, and actually fired a gun in the house with Cameron sleeping in the next room.
And yet Elizabeth has asked my client to marry her a second time.
Did she also agree to his affair with your daughter?
She had an affair with Jason Morgan.
That was one night at the very end of their first marriage and after she caught him in bed with Maxie Jones.
She didn't disclose that information before she agreed to marry my client a second time.
Unlike your client, who flaunts his affair with Sam. Did you sleep with her last night? Well, of course you did. This man has absolutely no respect for my client. He is a disaster as a husband and a father.
Okay, that's enough. Both of you.
The children.
This is not what we want at all.
You're jealous. Why would I be jealous of you? Every guy you've ever been with has dumped you, including Jax. But I won't have you come into my house anytime you feel like it. So what do you want?
I already told you. Your husband.
That's not going to happen. Jax is incredibly happy. And even if he weren't, he'd never date you again because Jax learns from his mistakes.
He's bored with you already, isn't he? He is. I mean, why would he keep disappearing? I'm sure he's probably sick of your obsession with Sonny and your so-called friendship with Jason, your constant demands, and your selfishness. I am sure he would appreciate a change of pace.
What the hell are you doing? I mean, really. Jax has shown you no interest at all. You don't want him, so what do you really want?
I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to bring a little bit of insecurity and paranoia into your day. Mission accomplished.
Spencer's have good instincts, Lulu. Trust yours.
Nothing happened.
If you observed anything that was interesting, important, unusual, anything at all, I'd appreciate knowing about it. It could be important.
All I know is that Johnny Zakara is reckless, and there's something seriously wrong with him and probably his entire family. And the only thing that we have in common is that we like to drive fast cars, which reminds me, I gotta get going.
Oh, there's a slick, evasive maneuver.
I just came over here to tell you guys that I'm still seeing Logan. It has nothing to do with the deal I made with Scott, so don't bother trying to talk me out of it.
Okay, your father and I promised not to interfere, which means you can stay here. At least you'll be safe from flying bullets and anybody who might want to drag you off.
Tracy has a point. There's no reason for you to be living over there at Jason's.
I like it there. And if the Zakaras wanted to hurt me, I'd already be dead.
Okay, what if we promise to ignore you completely?
That's okay. I'm happy where I am.
Okay, I'm officially worried.
Nice try, Spanky. You almost got her to go for it.
I don't know which is worse, living with Logan Hayes or camping out in the middle of a mob war.
Well, at least I know my way around a mob war.
Thank you for meeting me here.
I'm always delighted to hear from you. So tell me, is this a social lunch? Or would you like to discuss business?
Well, how about a little of both?
I don't really think that's possible.
I may be able to release Alcazar's local assets to you very soon.
In return for what? A hefty cut from the top? Or would you be interested in something else?
Does Sam come by to see you?
No, why would she?
Well, she stopped by the house right after you left asking for you.
Really?
Yeah.
She was?
Well, she made a really big deal out of trying to seduce you. That was definitely a cover.
Did you just insult me?
No, I did not. She would drag you into bed in a second if she could, and you would say, "Not in this lifetime, you little slut."
You're absolutely right. Sam knows that too.
What is she up to? What do you think she wants?
After you clean up the mess in 10:15, you can finish stacking the breakfast trays, and then you can get the rest of the laundry downstairs.
I've already finished all that, and I'm actually ready for my next assignment.
What's your name?
Cassius. And it's a pleasure to officially meet you, Nurse Johnson.
Well, Cassius, I can definitely say that I have never met an orderly quite as confident as you are. And that's not a compliment.
Okay, well, let's just say you inspire me to do my best.
Nurse Johnson?
Yes?
Dr. Kelly, please.
Dr. Kelly Lee?
That is correct. The OBGYN. I believe she is expecting. Okay, it's portrait. The jackal. She's expecting the jackal.
Do you have a sore throat, Mr. Spinelli?
It's of a personal matter. Thank you.
Mr. Spinelli.
Excuse me.
Robin told me you might be dropping by.
Yes. The jackal is deeply flattered by Dr. Robin's invitation to father her much desired progeny to be, but he's uncertain as to what his participation would entail.
It's a straightforward clinical procedure and doesn't involve sexual contact.
Okay, well then, how?
You're the first person besides Kelly that hasn't come up with a long list of reasons of why I shouldn't even consider being a single mother.
A lot of women bring up children on their own, and I'm sure that you've really thought about this type of decision.
Thinking it to death is more like it.
It's because you're responsible and you're smart. You've always been great with babies.
Thank you. Do you remember when you and me and Michael lived as a family? That was pretty wonderful.
Why wouldn't it be just as wonderful for your own child?
I hope it will be. It's just, bringing a child into the world is a big decision.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your support.
It is a big decision. It's your decision, obviously, but for what it's worth, I think you should reconsider how you choose a father.
Lucky loves Cameron and Jake. They consider him their father, and they need him in their lives.
Mr. Spencer attempted to file for emergency guardianship
wrong.
of Jake.
I don't want to hurt Elizabeth, and most of all, I don't want to hurt our boys. I know I've asked you to be my lawyer, and you've done the best you could. But I don't want to end my marriage this way. You and Miss Miller, y'all come up with an agreement that you think is fair, and I won't contest it.
What about custody?
I would still like to retain primary custody, but Lucky should have unlimited visitations. He can see the boys whenever he wants.
All right, no, you're setting a very dangerous precedent.
I understand that You're both doing the job you were asked to do, but this is our marriage. We loved each other for a long time. And the only way to honor that is to be generous with each other.
And from this point on, that's what we're gonna do.
I'm honored to give you the very first invitation, and the rest are also going to be delivered by hand.
Do I have to wear a white dress?
It's a black and white ball. You can either wear a black or a white dress, and men wear white ties and tails.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous effect.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, the entire ball is a gift from Nicholas, and it's a bit of an inside joke. And he's going to be announcing an endowment in my father's name. And he's also paying homage to one of my favorite knights, the Bacchanalia Ball.
You were too young to remember the last one, but we hope you can join this one.
Can I bring a date?
Bring anyone you like.
Only if you promise not to try to kill him.
Thank you.
As you know, Alcazar left you a fortune, which includes some very, very valuable property by the docks. It's ideally suited for illegal transport.
In other words, any smuggler who wants to enter Port Charles without going through Sunny will have to use Lorenzo's property.
My father's going to be contacting you very soon. That or some other representative of the Zakara family. And when they do, it might be very wise for you to bring me in on the negotiation.
Hi. So Carly probably didn't give you my message.
No, she did, but she was a little confused. She wasn't sure if you wanted to talk to me or seduce me.
Look, this is really important, and I would love to speak to you privately.
Whatever it is, you can say it in front of Carly.
Well, I never thought I would see Jasper Jack's too hen-picked think for himself. Forget I even asked.
Handpicked? Handpicked? She's definitely after something.
Yeah, maybe it's Jerry. I have seen them together quite a few times lately.
Why? What would Jerry want with her?
Isn't it obvious? I mean, as much as I hate Jerry, I wouldn't wish Sam on anyone. But you know what? Better him than you.
I love it when you get jealous.
Good, because I have no intention of ever sharing you with anyone.
Okay.
Tracy, you want to hear my 2 cents?
No.
Good. Luke is walking right into the middle of a mob war, and you need to steer clear.
Why do you bother to materialize or immaterialize whatever it is you do to state the obvious?
Because I'm worried about us. If Luke gets you killed in some kind of a shootout, we are going to be damned to haunt the rest of the Quarterbains together. Forever.
You are not a ghost. You are a stress-related hallucination.
What are you and the dearly departed doctor discussing, dear?
Nothing.
Well, for nothing, it seemed to get to you.
My brother is dead. So what does he know?
It's all right. You don't have to tell me.
Look, how much do you think Lulu is not telling us?
Pretty much everything.
Well, I hope she really is through with Johnny Zakara. He's not much better than Logan Hayes, but at least Logan won't drag her into a mob mess.
One can only hope. The way to handle this Logan Hayes deal is to get rid of Baldwin.
You will use any excuse, or none at all, to get rid of Scott Baldwin.
And the downside of that is,
None.
I may need your able assistance.
I'm in.
Elizabeth?
The boys are at Graham's.
Well, it isn't that. I just wanted to stop by and say thank you for what you did earlier. And I'm sorry that I let things get so out of control.
Come in. I guess we let our lawyers plan our worst fears.
And I know now the rest of our divorce will go smoothly. But I do wish that you would accept some alimony or at least child support.
Lucky, I don't want your money.
Jake's my son. And I am responsible under the law.
God, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the law. I just want to get through this. And then maybe we can find a way to trust each other again. Be friends.
No matter what happens, I'll always be your friend.
The man you choose to be the father will always know that he has a kid in this world. And he's gonna have a bond with that kid, whether he wants to or not.
That's exactly what Lucky said when he turned me down. I don't know, I just don't like the idea of my baby's father being someone from a sperm bank. I would rather it be someone that I trust, someone that I respect and admire.
Yeah, I know, but you could...
Jack Gold just had an edifying conversation with Dr. Lee.
And?
Well, he now fully understands what is required and is fully prepared to comply. The Jackal will be deeply honored to father your baby.